Well, I'm here with a gentleman who you've seen before many times on my channel. I think this is actually our 7th time talking. We started way back in Solden,
Wow.
kicking off Elements.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah,
That's right.
Remember it.
That was a good time.
It was a fun time.
And then you took me through the mud in the country for No Time to Die, driving Land Rovers and things like that.
Yep, remember that well.
That's right. And now we're here at the world famous Stoke Park for Goldfinger and the launch of Golf Pride. First of all, as if he needed an introduction, Chris Corbould, I'll say this, former special effects guru, but writer and director, which is incredible. I mean, the evolution of you has been very impressive.
Yes, I needed a new challenge. So I think I've done my service as a special effects supervisor. I'm very happy with that, but I want to move on now and take it that next stage further.
I've been curious about this too, but being a special effects supervisor and doing all that work, Academy Award winning, how much does that play into serving you as a director? Because I've spoken to John Glenn before, and he says being an editor helped him so much being a better director.
I think there's a lot of truth in that. You know, my years doing special effects, I worked very closely with every single department on the floor and off of the floor, from the art departments to the editors. So that stood me in good stead for doing the directing side of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I can imagine, and even being more empathetic to the crew because you were there. You know, some of the trials and tribulations.
There's a lot of truth in that. I mean, one of my mantras for directing is that I want everybody to come into work with a smile on their face and go home with a smile on their face. I firmly believe that to get the best work out of people, they need to be happy in their work environment. So that's, you know, I'm not one for shouting and screaming. I'm very reserved, and I want people to have a good time. So when I get a chance to direct these films, that's what we're doing, making a great film, but having a good time as well.
His level of voice, this is the highest I've ever seen it. This is as loud as he gets. This is what you're seeing. Well, I will say this too, the whole idea, and you were talking a little bit in there about it with me, the whole idea of things looking good, but also having to function. Like I even see these Golf Pride grips today. He talked about it needs to look good, but it also needs to be a grip. How important to you, in obviously your connection to Bond, when you see products like that they have to further that along?
I learned so much today just listening to the guy with the grips. Yeah. I never even believed that, knew that you had a separate grip to the shaft. So I was like, oh my God, that's incredible. And the fact that they produce this amazing grip, you know, with the bow tie and the shirt, the dress shirt, I thought, yeah, that's a stroke of genius, that. Yeah, but the depths that, you know, some of these people go to delve into the world of James Bond never ceases to amaze me.
It's amazing. It's funny too, when you were talking to people, you have to know something about Chris. He has this wonderful kind of preface of, you can ask me questions, don't ask me who the next Bond is or when it's coming out. So I'm well relied on that. But it must be nice to see that Bond, as of 2024, is still a great conversation that's happening with many people. Absolutely.
I mean, I've been blessed this year alone to go out to several new Bond exhibitions opening up in Chicago, in Vienna, in Prague. And back out to Solden at the top of the mountain there. And you know, for me, it's always a walk down memory lane, looking at all the vehicles that I worked on when I was 17, when I was 25, and I was 35. It's you know, the heritage and legacy that Cubby, Barbara, Harry Swordsman, and Michael have left behind is enormous, and it's wonderful to see the look of glee on people's faces as they walk around the exhibitions.
It is amazing. And I will say this too, as much as they're looking at the exhibitions, I'll get it out. By the way, we don't edit that stuff out. We just keep it all in, mistakes and all.
Why not?
I will say this, having you there as seriously senior Bond alumni is a little bit of an archive moment, because you have these, I was just listening to these wonderful stories that you have and connection. You're helping to keep that Bond passion alive. That's got to be a torch that you're happy to carry.
I'm over the moon to carry that torch. You know, I've worked on 15 James Bond films. You know, literally Barbara and I started on the same film, Spyro Love Me, so we've grown up in the industry together. But you know, I'm so proud of what they've achieved, and you know, and the legacy that we've got. You know, and it's all down to those 4 producers for giving us the encouragement and the confidence, and more than that, the resources to be able to pull off all these wonderful sequences that we do. There's not many, well, very few other film companies that would has the courage to be able to do that.
I love that, courage. Well, first of all, thank you for having the courage to speak to me. Chris and I need to get changed because we're going to a big celebration tonight. So we'll do that. Chris, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, David.
Always
My
good
pleasure.
discussing.
Yeah.
Back to you. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.